Spread out artifacts evidence for out of Americas. But it does not stop here. Apart from all other ancestral markers pointing to the Americas, about all further relevant evidence also supports the Amazon Amerinds' origin, the spread of their culture, with at least in part and initially their understanding of sustainable management, with its consequential horn of abundance. Altogether, the Amazon Amerinds are the unknown and mysterious advanced civilization that built or founded our global past. Malta, Göbekli Tepe, the Fertile Crescent, agriculture in Anatolia and the developments in the Caucasus, Mount Ararat, giving rise to the Indo-European languages, the Bronze Age, agriculture in general, including its unsustainable revolutions. The spread of their culture is evidenced by their characteristics and artifacts, found in all extensions or migrations across all the world, being copies or variants of their culture and artifacts in the Americas. Across the extensions across the world, local adaptations occur, like for instance the constellations used for navigation. The DNA, culture, and artifacts spread from the Amazon forest and Brazil. Distinct from the Andean countries, Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Some of the artifacts typically depart from Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador, etc., keeping in mind that the places of departure are archaeological sites. That regarding artifacts and ancient roots, mountain passes, and rivers, are closely linked to archaeological sites in the Amazon forest and Brazil. The Andes linked with Amazon Amerinds. For instance, Peru has a direct physical link. Passages, trade, with the Amazon Amerinds and Brazil, and it are the Amazon Amerinds and ancient Brazilians that carry the ancestral markers of all humans which pop up in fossils and living natives in the above extension routes, extended cradles, but in fact in all of us 8 billion living modern humans. Furthermore, the Qhapaq Ñan and the Peabiru network played a crucial role in connecting the Pacific coast of Peru in the west to the Atlantic Ocean in the east, facilitating trade and travel across South America. Some claim it to be the oldest road system in the world. Americans created African traits. At least some of the people that carry certain ancestral markers, which we claim to be markers of their hybridization, present African traits, but nevertheless present Amazon Amerind haplogroups. If PV92 were indeed a marker of hybridization as we claim, at least this form of hybridization is long not practiced, since as a jumping gene PV92 has become inactive. We interpret this that at least the knowledge of this exact form of hybridization, which resulted in the most widespread marker in the world, could have been lost at least thousands of years ago. Tribal-specific genetic variation. Most of the genetic variation within the Amerindian haplogroups is tribal-specific, suggesting that tribalization occurred early in their history. This means they did not spread, form tribes and then developed genetic variation. This means they always or for very long or most of their time were tribes. This again tells us that they did not arrive from somewhere, that they were their own ancestors, and because of the improbability of more ancestors they are the ancestors of all humans, just as recessive blood group O, and all other ancestral markers and even haplogroups tells us all along. Blood group O ancestral. Blood group and blood type are the same thing. Blood group O was thought to be the ancestral blood type for evolutionary reasons. The change of opinion was in our opinion to get rid of one more absolute proof of out of the Americas, which caused a critical paradigm for out of Africa, and the Beringia land bridge standstill. Further research revealed that blood group O evolving out of A or B is not simply the result of a mutation of A or B, and demands a more complex evolutionary history than initially thought, which obviously makes blood group O not being the ancestral blood type less probable. Next to genetics, also artifacts evidence the extensions out of the Americas. What if there would be direct evidence of advanced complex economies in ancient South America, somehow comparable with later and even our actual global economy? If we would find such direct evidence of complex economies, this would significantly increase the probability South Americans were indeed the builders of all the above, including the Greek culture and the Roman Empire. Ancient Greek culture, particularly Athenian democracy, laid the groundwork for modern democratic concepts. The Roman Empire significantly shaped modern culture and economics through its influence on language, law, government, architecture, and trade. Advanced economies. Advanced economies are generally considered complex economies. The concept of economic complexity is often measured by the variety and sophistication of goods a country exports, indicating the depth of its productive knowledge. Advanced economies typically export a wide range of goods, often including high-value, sophisticated products. Advanced economies have a large portion of their economy dedicated to production. Advanced economies tend to have a highly skilled workforce and a strong knowledge base, enabling them to develop and produce complex products and services. Complex economies are highly interconnected both locally, continental, and transoceanic. Different industries and sectors are interdependent, and changes in one area can have ripple effects throughout the economy. Developed economies tend to have a high degree of specialization, because it allows for increased efficiency and productivity, leading to greater economic growth and competitiveness. This specialization can occur at various levels, from individual workers focusing on specific tasks within a company, to entire nations specializing in certain industries or products. Global world and economy. The sky was the limit. Well, artifacts and/or inscriptions tell us exactly that. These show us their intercontinental and transoceanic routes and activities and classes, or castes. For instance, strategic places that today are evidenced as archaeological sites were interconnected, often by navigable rivers and in their absence by road systems or similars. For instance, Serra da Capivara National Park in Brazil boasts a vast collection of rock paintings and archaeological sites, estimated to be around 500 concentrations or locations. These sites, including cave paintings and engravings, display evidence of human presence in the region dating back tens of thousands of years. The Serra da Capivara separates the Gurgueia Basin to the north from that of the Piauí Basin to the east. This makes that the Serra da Capivara, while deep inland, could receive and deliver launch goods and ships. There is evidence for Phoenician-like ships, from the South Atlantic Gyre as well as from the North Atlantic Gyre,